So today we're going to be lowering this Royal Enfield. You will need your kickstand for this and your center stand. So put your bike on the center stand. What you will be replacing is this link and the link behind it right here. You can find these on eBay or AliExpress. They come with gaskets, and make sure the pins are lubed. I usually swap between them depending on the kind of riding I will be doing. The short ones are actually longer, which allow the bar, the linkage to be lowered. Basically, the whole system drops just a bit. Step one is to make sure your tire doesn't lower any further than it has to be. I would recommend using hand tools for this job, as well as some gloves. Get yourself some grease. You don't need to use a grease gun, but what I do recommend is that you find some quality grease. I'm using the same grease that I use for my bushings, which is the silver stuff, which is pretty good. The first thing you will have to do is to make sure that the wheel doesn't drop when you remove the linkages. To make it easier on yourself, if you can slip a jack under there and just jack up the tire as needed, should be fine. This side is going to be a 14 millimeter. The muffler side is going to be a 17. Once you break it, comes out real easy. I suggest using hand tools for this job. There's a 17 mil. And this bolt is designed to come out this way. Right now it doesn't want to, probably because of the height. So we're going to remove this one, and the whole thing should just come out soon. Now you can focus on this one up here, which is also a 14 millimeter, and just remove it, loosen it. There should be a nut on the other side. Grab your 17 mil and use it to hold on to the other one. Remember to clean everything while you're down here. You don't want dirt in the system. If it's a little tight, keep in mind that you might need to lower or raise your wheel. So right now, a little low. It doesn't really want to come out, so I might need to raise my wheel a bit more. Still doesn't want to go. So I'm going to see if I can lower it just a bit. Let's remove the other side. Okay, so I'm going to hold that 17 mil. I'm going to break it free. Now we have to consider whether we need to lift or lower these in order for the wheel to be exactly aligned as needed. If they don't want to come out just right, you're gonna have problems. Let's lower that. We dropped it as low as it would go. A block of wood is just fine. This is the outside, this is the inside. Okay. I always feel like cleaning is an important part of mechanics. If you feel like it needs more grease in here, just careful not to remove or loosen any of these bearings. Lather on a bit. There we go. It's going to involve going a lot of back and forth between one side of the bike and the other. Don't be lazy. I'm going to slap on a little bit more. Just a little bit. The main reason I'm swapping to lower links is because I have some friends who want to learn how to ride, but they're kind of shorter. So in order to make them feel comfortable learning how to ride, I'm going to lower the bike for them just a bit. Plus, I like it, Sometimes I scratch a bit, but it's not a big deal. I don't know if these are like roller bearings. Let's slide them in. There we go. Very nice. Just a little bit of grease. You don't need a lot. Now you see how this won't go in all the way? We're gonna have to lift this wheel just a bit more in order to get some movement. So we're just gonna leave these dangling like that for now. There we go. I'm gonna put this on the other side like that. Now we just need to lift the wheel so these can go in smoothly. Almost. We need to lift it just a little bit more. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so let's just lube these up and put them in. You don't want to lube the threads, just the very end right there. This one fell. Just put it back on. There we go. And tighten. And now the other side. Lube this bad boy. And tighten this one too. Alright. And then the other side, you're going to tighten it. There we go. If you want to there we go. Your bike is ready to go. It really is as simple as 3 bolts and 3 nuts. Slide out the sack and take a look at your work. See how lower it is. It's like a low rider. Makes a huge difference in handling. You will scrape the pegs. That's something you're gonna have to consider as a downside or pro and con. It's also going to be much harder to lift if you're weak.